The most common mental model of cybersecurity is wrong. It goes like this. IT handles security. Everyone else just needs not to get in the way. The firewall cannot protect against a convincing phishing email. The antivirus cannot catch an insider who abuses legitimate access. This module reframes the question, not how do we protect against the humans, but how do we make the humans the strongest layer in our defense. Most people think of cybersecurity as something the IT department handles. There is a firewall somewhere. Someone monitors the logs. The antivirus is managed centrally. If something goes wrong, you call IT. In this mental model, security is a specialist function that happens in the background, and everyone else just needs to not get in the way. This model is wrong, and increasingly dangerously so. Modern attacks are designed specifically to bypass technical controls by targeting the people who operate them. Phishing does not attack the firewall. Business email compromise does not exploit a software vulnerability. Insider incidents do not trigger an antivirus alert. The attack surface that matters most is not the perimeter of the network. It is the behavior of every person inside it. What a security team can do: set policies and technical controls, configure spam filters, implement MFA, deploy endpoint protection, design incident response plans, run access control policies, train staff annually. What a security team cannot do alone: make every individual follow those policies without active buy-in, catch every phishing email before it reaches the inbox, force people to choose strong passwords, or protect personal devices. See what happens in unmonitored channels, personal email, shadow IT, execute an incident response plan effectively if staff do not know how to report incidents. Prevent every instance of someone sharing credentials for convenience. Sustain security behavior without daily reinforcement from management and peers. A security team with excellent technical defenses can still watch those defenses fail because a staff member clicked a link, shared a password, or stayed silent about something they noticed. Conversely, a security team with modest technical resources can maintain genuinely good security outcomes if the people they support are alert, informed, and willing to act. Security is a team sport. The security team is the coach, not the only player. One reframe worth making explicit: security awareness is sometimes described as patching the human, as if people are a vulnerability to be fixed. This framing is both inaccurate and counterproductive. A genuinely security-aware person is not a patched vulnerability. They are an active defense layer. They notice things automated systems miss, exercise judgment in situations no policy anticipated, and provide the early warning that allows rapid response. The goal is not to make people less likely to make mistakes. It is to make people more capable of recognizing threats and more confident about responding to them. Security responsibilities are not uniform across an organization. They scale with access, authority, and the sensitivity of the systems or data someone interacts with. Every staff member follows security policies, use approved tools, lock screens, report suspicious activity, complete required training, use strong unique passwords, and MFA, and be alert to phishing and social engineering. You are the last line of defense that technical controls cannot replace. An attacker who tricks you bypasses every technical measure. Your vigilance and habits directly protect your colleagues and your organization. Manager or team lead: model good security behavior visibly. Respond to reported incidents without blame. Reinforce security expectations in team communications. Raise systemic issues upward. Ensure departing team members' access is revoked promptly. Culture flows from management behavior. If managers dismiss security as IT's problem, their teams will too. Your behavior sets the standard. System or data owner. Know what data your system holds and its sensitivity. Ensure appropriate access controls. Participate in access reviews. Respond to data breach obligations relevant to your systems. You are accountable for the systems and data in your area. Regulatory obligations, GDPR, and IS2 ultimately require someone to take responsibility. That is you. New starter, complete required security training promptly. Ask about policies before using workarounds. Report any pressure to bypass security controls. New starters are statistically higher risk targets for social engineering because attackers know they are less familiar with the organization's normal patterns. Your caution in the first weeks matters more than average. Leaver or contractor at end of engagement. Return all devices and physical access materials. Do not retain copies of organizational data on personal systems. Ensure your manager initiates the access revocation process on your last day. Dormant accounts from former employees are a consistent source of security incidents. Responsible offboarding is a professional obligation, not a compliance checkbox. One responsibility that applies to all roles stated explicitly because it is consistently violated at every level. Credentials are never a team resource. Can I use your login just this once? We all share the admin password. The team account details are in the shared document. These arrangements destroy accountability, prevent meaningful access control, and mean that when something goes wrong, it cannot be attributed to a specific action by a specific person. If someone needs access, they get their own account. The inconvenience of requesting access is always less than the cost of a shared credential breach. Security culture is the set of values, behaviors, and norms that determine how people in an organization actually behave around security. Not what the policy says, but what people do when nobody is watching, when it is inconvenient, and when there is pressure to cut corners. Policy compliance and security culture are not the same thing. An organization where staff complete annual security training because they are required to and otherwise give security no thought has compliance. An organization where staff pause before clicking links because they understand why it matters, report suspicious things because they feel safe doing so, and challenge unusual requests because they see it as their job to do so has culture. Culture is what happens when the policy document is closed. Signs of a strong security culture. People report suspicious emails even when unsure and are thanked for it. Security training is seen as genuinely useful. Managers visibly follow the same rules as everyone else. Security concerns are raised in project planning. Staff can name their IT security contact and know how to report an incident. People question unusual requests, even from apparent authority, before complying. Signs of a weak culture. People stay silent about incidents out of fear of blame. Annual training is completed in under 10 minutes by clicking through without reading. Senior staff are exempt from security policies. Security is bolted on at the end of projects. Most staff do not know how to report an incident or who to contact, and the insight that matters most about culture. Security culture is not primarily shaped by training or posters. It is shaped by leadership behavior. When a senior leader asks IT to bypass MFA because it is inconvenient for them, the signal sent to every observer is that security is for other people. When a CEO praises someone publicly for reporting a phishing simulation catch, the signal is that security awareness is valued. When a manager responds to an incident report with blame, the signal is that silence is safer than honesty. Leaders do not need to be security experts. They need to model the behavior they want to see. A security champion does not need to be technical. What they provide, a trusted, accessible contact for colleagues who have security questions but do not know how to approach IT local reinforcement of security training in the context of real work. Early signal to the security team about emerging risks or confusion. a model of security-conscious behavior that normalizes it for the people around them. If a security champion program exists in your organization, it is worth exploring. If it does not, the behaviors are worth practicing, regardless of whether there is a formal title attached to them. Anyone who takes an interest and helps those around them is performing the function, labeled or not. 3 conversations worth initiating. With your team, normalize reporting. The next time something security-related comes up, a suspicious email, an unexpected request, a system behaving oddly, use it as an opportunity to talk openly about how to respond. The goal is to make "I wasn't sure, so I reported it" a normal, valued thing to say, rather than something that feels risky. With your manager, clarify what good looks like. Ask how security incidents should be reported in your team, and what the expected response is. If the answer suggests a blame-based culture, the no-blame reporting conversation from Module 15 is worth raising constructively. I've been reading that early reporting leads to much better outcomes. Could we discuss how we handle this as a team? With the IT or security team, introduce yourself. Most security teams work in relative isolation from the wider organization. Introducing yourself: "I've just completed our security training, and I'm keen to understand how I can report incidents and what I should watch out for in my specific role," takes 5 minutes and establishes a relationship that makes future reporting easier and faster. There is a meaningful difference between being secure because you have to be, and being secure because you understand why it matters and have chosen to make it part of how you work. The first is fragile. It produces the minimum required behavior and fails the moment oversight is removed. The second is durable. It produces behavior that persists because the motivation is internal. The goal of this course has been the second. Not a list of rules to follow because a training policy requires it, but a genuine understanding of the threat landscape, the defenses that work, and the role every person plays in making them effective. Security knowledge that is truly understood becomes security judgment, the ability to recognize a situation that the policy document did not anticipate and make a good decision anyway. That judgment is what no technical control can replace, and what no attacker can fully predict or bypass. It is what makes you, regardless of your job title or technical background, a genuine security asset. Alright, now before we move on, here are the 3 things from this module I want you to hold on to. Number 1, security teams cannot protect an organization alone. Modern attacks bypass technical controls by targeting people who operate them. Number 2, security culture is what happens when the policy document is closed. Strong culture reporting is valued. Blame is absent. Leaders model the behavior they expect to see. Number 3, the goal is commitment, not compliance. Security knowledge that is truly understood becomes security judgment. Now, before you move on, there is one question. An organization deploys state-of-the-art spam filtering, endpoint protection, and MFA. A staff member still falls for a well-crafted spear phishing email, clicks the link, enters credentials, and eventually approves an MFA push after 15 requests. What does this illustrate? The correct answer is B. Every technical control in this scenario did something. The spam filter probably blocked dozens of other phishing emails. MFA forced the attacker to also manipulate the person. Without MFA, credentials alone would have not been enough. But ultimately, a human approved the push notification. Technical controls reduce the probability and the impact of attacks. They cannot eliminate the human element. That is not a failure of the technology. It is why security awareness training and culture are not optional supplements to technical controls. Next up, Module 20, Staying Ahead. See you there.